What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D Brooks with another live. And I'm hearing some crazy stuff, man. This is crazy. First of all, I'm hearing that YouTube might be trying to demonetize car content. Yeah, it's a wild one. Now, from what I understand, it's mostly some of those events that people do in the middle of intersections. It's kind of chaotic where people are getting hurt and stuff like that. But I've also heard that it could be as simple as rebuilding cars that could get you demonetized. I haven't looked into it too much, but I was just like watching some videos by some of the bigger creators, and I heard it a couple times. And I was like, wait a minute. The first time I heard it, I was like, nah, no way. But it's been a couple of them, couple content creators mentioning this, and I wanted to tap in with the community because I just got back into creating car content. And maybe y'all could help me out. Maybe y'all know what's going on. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the tribe. What's up, Yam? What's up? I see you in the building. Mr. Frost, I see you in the building. Be quick, I see you in the building. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, so I'm still gonna make car content. We wasn't getting rich off of this stuff anyways. So I'm still gonna make car content, but hey, you know, if you have big dreams of being a rich content creator and making millions off of it, I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore. It could, but maybe through another route, right? But anyhow, I hope y'all been tuning in, man. I've been on the Caprice. I've been giving y'all bite sizes, man, just little bite sizes, because that's about all I can do right now. I'm coaching, working, and trying to make content, going live. So getting out there for, an hour, and then recording, I really get about 20 minutes worth of work done, but it's all good because it's motion. You know what I mean? It's motion. And you know what? I'll take it. Hopefully y'all seen the last video because I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but I got the oil pan, not the oil pan, but the drain pan. I guess it's the transmission oil pan, drain pan, whatever you want to call it. I got that out. Pretty much, the drive shaft is out. Driver's side header is out on the Caprice, the white PPV. And I think I got just the two lines. The harness is disconnected. I got to drop the cross member, basically unbolt the converter and start, getting the main bolts on the, dang, why am I having a hard time remembering this? From the block to the transmission. So I got to get that out. And then basically I'm putting it on my trans jack and I'm getting it out of there. So I'll also get the other transmission up in there, and then I'll drop the pan on it, take the fluid out, replace the filter, and do a service on it. Of course, I'm putting new fluid in the new converter. It's a Z01 converter. So yeah, hopefully it, runs good, and then, we'll make some content with the car. And like I said, I got to get it up out of here. I had, G8 dreams, but you know what? It's time to go. I really want to focus all my energy back to the box Chevy and the Regal. I've been telling y'all that on the last few lives. I even got outside in the Regal and confirmed it with myself. And I was like, you know what? This is where I need to be. Wasn't supposed to be working on the Regal, but you know what? I removed the top. I was like, hey, this isn't spending money. This isn't, getting too far off into the woods. It's just something that I need to finish anyways. Went ahead and finished removing the top. Something I have been wanting to do for a long time anyways. So, and I think it did numbers. So, and that's good. If y'all don't know, that's good. Mr. Frost, you say you do lots of car content yourself. You just need watch hours. Yeah, watch hours is kind of tough to get sometimes. One of the things that, my team, the tribe, whatever you want to call it, we recognized early in the process is going live. Going live will get you plenty of watch time. So like a lot of us all got monetized pretty early, at that 1,000 subscriber mark, because we used to do a lot of live streams. We would do a lot of panels. It'd be like 4 or 5 of us, and we'd be live for like 4 or 5 hours. I don't have the capacity for that anymore. And it might just be because I don't have the desire to do that. At that time, I was chasing that. I was chasing to get monetized, and getting monetized was so important. I would go live, get that badge. It was like, yeah, I did it. We didn't get rich, but it was something, just a little bit of pride and satisfaction in saying you was one of those top 10% of YouTubers to get monetized. It was cool. It was like an accomplishment. And those live streams really got me over that. And we made a lot of friends, Our community, the live streams is where you build the community. So, I would say if you haven't been, get into the live streaming, man. And that's really one of the main reasons why I rock with YouTube heavy over any of the other platforms. I was posting a lot of fitness content on TikTok. I was posting a lot on Instagram, and really my home is here in YouTube. My girlfriend was like, hey, you should make sure, these lives, she mentioned something about TikTok, and I was like, you know what? I got an extra phone and I got Wi-Fi. If I want to go live on TikTok, it'll be that way. They'll get the secondary view, but it'll be live. I'll do the live stream on TikTok, but it'll be the second device. You know what I mean? Like if we at home and we doing a live stream in the garage, of course it won't be like this. But if we're doing one in the garage and I can put one on a tripod and it's getting Wi-Fi from the house, that'll be the TikTok live stream. They'll get the far view, and the YouTube fam, y'all will get the handheld like live right here. And basically I will pin it in the comments like, hey, get the other point of view on YouTube. I still rock with the TikTok people, but this is the home right here. This is the home. But yeah. So I do want to do some more of those, like live streams in the garage. That'll probably come on the weekends when I'm not so tight on the schedule. Especially when we get to like the box Chevy stuff, especially when we get to the Regal stuff that's not so time sensitive. I've been working on this Regal for like 10 years. So it ain't no rush in getting it done. I mean, every now and then I'll get a little itch. I'm like, hey, I want to take it to Texas. Hey, I want to take it to LS Fest. Hey, I want to take it to the Good Guys. And I'll try to meet a little deadline to get it ready for that. But like, I feel like I'm always going to be tweaking the car. I was actually having a conversation with one of my buddies, and I had sent him one of the clips that I just posted, and he was like, man, this is your forever car, right? Like you should just take the summer and get it take the winter and get it all the way right. And I was just like thinking to myself, man, like I enjoy the journey. I don't really like, I want to finish the car, but like all I know is just been like constantly working on it. I don't know if I would really enjoy just being done with it. Like even if I did finish it, I would want to remix it. or I guess get another project. Cause I tend to like get rid of cars regardless if like I finish them or if it's a project, but I'm less likely to get rid of something that's an ongoing project, especially something I'm so invested in. So I don't know. I'll probably end up just keeping the Regal. It'll be a constant, improvement and constant improvement. And I think I experiment on that car a lot. Like doing the vinyl top delete, that was a complete guess. Like I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Everybody that I talked to about the vinyl top removal was like, you don't want to open up that can of worms. You don't know what it's going to look like under there. It's going to be rusty. You live in the Midwest. You don't know what you're getting into. And all that did was like make me want to remove it even more. But it also inserted doubt. Like, man, do I really want to take on that work? Like, it's going to be some rust, and then I'm going to get discouraged, and then it's going to be like more money, and then it's like open, and then it's exposed. Turns out it's the cleanest part of the car. Very fortunate. That's not always the case. That was just my scenario. There is a little bit of like body work that needs to be done because they put like lead filler in there. I guess that's where they use like 2 different panels. But yeah, I'm happy with my decision. That's what I really wanted to do. Right now it's outside. It is exposed, but the goal I said was to get rid of the white car. I'll bring the Regal back in the garage. We'll get on the box Chevy. We'll work on the box Chevy, get it to where it's running on its own power. Get the LS swap finished on it, get the wheels on it, I think I'm going with like a patina look on that. So probably won't do much paint and body work, but there's some kind of solution there. I don't know what it is yet. Haven't tried to dedicate too much thinking power to it because we've been trying to focus on one thing. But yeah, white Caprice, then Regal, then Chevy, then Regal. So also a little bit of Mopar news. The Gladiator getting the HEMI. Is everything getting the HEMI? Is this the direction that we're going in? I mean, a complete about face. I don't know whether we're coming or going with the EV thing. I really don't know. Like, I don't know if we're getting rid of, the weight loss program on the diesel trucks. I don't know if we're getting more strict on the weight loss programs on the diesel truck. If you know what the weight loss program is for the diesel trucks, put it in the comments. I'm not going to say what that means, but you could probably look it up. But either way, I don't know if we need to have converters on our cars, or are we supposed to be not worried about it? There's so much confusion around the EPA and what's going to be legit and what's going to be legal and what's going to be illegal. It's a complete gamble right now. You could buy an older car that doesn't have all that stuff and you're pretty much good. But from what I'm seeing on some of the new stuff and what I'm hearing is, and don't take my word for it, do your own research, is leaning towards being set up to where once the warranty is out, you don't have to maintain those EPA, not EPA, but some of those emissions specific components, i.e. you can get rid of them. I don't know if that's like the actual law right now, but that's what I'm hearing. A lot of rumors. So it's been interesting. I had a diesel truck like earlier this year, and I I got firsthand experience with the DEF fluid and the particulate filter and all that stuff. And it really wasn't bad. The truck was fast. I mean, I enjoyed driving that truck, the Power Stroke, the 6.7, and I didn't even have the high output. I had the regular diesel, you know, with the turbo and everything, and it was no joke. With all of the emission stuff on it. The only thing I didn't like about it was there was a lot of doubt inserted on the CP4 and the particulate filter. You know, people in the forums trying to, you know, fearmonger. Like, hey, if you don't drive it like this, it's gonna blow up. And if you don't get DEF fluid from Pilot or, you know, Flying J, you gonna blow your truck up. So that was a little bit of added stress, but my specific scenario supported it. You know what I mean? The line of work that I did and the way I had it set up, it was cool. It wasn't that big of a deal. But like long term, I was like, you know what? This is a lot of added unnecessariness for me right now. I had some different agendas that I was trying to do and business ventures I was trying to dive off into or whatever. And I decided to go a different route. So I was like, you know, I don't need the heavy duty truck right now. So we pivoted. But yeah, it was not cheap. It was not cheap for the truck. Diesel wasn't cheap. Oil changes wasn't cheap. And no one said it was going to be. And that wasn't like, you know, like that wasn't my expectation. I'm just, if you didn't know, now you know. So, but yeah, it was cool, you know. But yeah, now that I'm thinking like, you know, if I was to get another truck, maybe I'd lease like a F-150 just so I can have that one reliable vehicle in the household. But I already told you guys, like, it's hard for me to go that route because any new truck, I always feel a little apprehensive about using it as a truck. So then I don't get rid of a vehicle. I don't get rid of my work truck because that's the truck I use for work. So now I'm adding more vehicles to the driveway. Got to keep that paid off truck in the driveway. Got to keep it at mom's house, somebody's house. I mean, or you can keep it at your house too, but like, I don't need like 3 trucks in my driveway. That's the dilemma with getting a new truck. If you're like me, you don't feel comfortable doing truck things with the new truck. Unless you really get into that bag with the truck. Unless you get into the bag with that truck. Like, you know, like, hey, I'm getting these dump trailers and the dump trailers is paying for the truck. And if it get tore up with these dump trailers, it's okay. Cause in a year, these dump trailers are going to pay this truck off anyways. The whole time I had mine, I was in that loading phase. Like, okay, we getting ready to do it. We getting ready to make that money. We getting ready to start the business with the truck. And I just never did that. So I was like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't tear it up trying to do truck stuff because I was able to sell it and not take such a big loss. And that's part of it. You know what I mean? You want to retain value because it is such an expensive piece of equipment. You're like, unless you really get into it, you need to try to retain the value. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know where I was going with that. Be Quick says, get a spray-in liner. If you want to keep the bed nice, most half-ton trucks now can tow 10K, which is more than reasonable. You know what I mean? You're right. 10K is pretty capable. A nice spray-in bed liner, make you feel a little bit more confident. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to puncture it. And that was the thing too, because it had the aluminum body too, right? I think it had the aluminum body. Yeah, Illuma Duty. That's the nickname, Illuma Duty. So I was really like, I'm going to puncture a hole in this bed with some lawn chairs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at the football game with the kids and, you know, we sitting outside because at this time we in 6th grade. We're not playing on the big boy field. We outside with the lawn chairs, and I'm worried about breaking the truck with lawn chairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever feel like that when I'm driving my 08 Silverado. It does have a factory bed liner too, spray in. But I just be throwing all kind of stuff, alternators, power steering pumps. I didn't move how many 6.0s in the back of that truck. I don't know how many. Don't care. I love that part of it. I love that part of the old truck. I love that part. I don't love that it squeaks over every speed bump and it has a vibration at 80 miles per hour. You know what I mean? That's what I don't love. But like I said, I told my girlfriend, I said, look, I got to get another 2008 or 9 truck. I can't get a 2025. I can't get another 2024 or whatever. I just need to get a really nice $8,000 truck would be like the peak of like, I don't care that much. Like, it's still a lot of money, but like, I'm comfortable with possibly scratching up I would say $8,000 truck. It might be even less than that. The barrier of like, the levels of like, hey, I don't care as much. I think it might need to be around 5K. 5K, I think I'm cool with tearing up, like not tearing it up, but like using it. I think 5K is that threshold. I start to care a little bit too much after 5K. Even the OBSs, they're getting too hot to want to tear them up. I got that white OBS I'm trying to sell. Surprisingly, and maybe I shouldn't be surprised because it's got some rust in it, I got it listed for $2,150. I thought people would like be at my inbox. I already told y'all I didn't want to go no lower than 2K. I've had like maybe 3 or 4 messages. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll throw a new fender on there because the fender is rusted. Maybe I'll fix the little rust on the bed. But by the time I do that, I got to raise the price significantly. I'm trying to give somebody a deal. The truck is decently clean. I know I just mentioned rust. But like, I don't think I'm that far removed from noticing what looks like a decently solid truck. It's a solid truck. And I don't think like 2K is like too much. Maybe the market's just cooling off. It is a long bed. It is a V6. It's not the most desirable, but like there's so many people that think like I do. At least I thought so. I thought people would be like, you know what? 2K is a good deal. I don't know. Maybe I got to take that L. Maybe 1,500 is more my number. I don't know. I'm not ready to do that. I don't know if I'm ready to invest another 800 into it. I think I can get away with like 800 in like, you know, a donor fender for the front right, some patch panels off of like eBay, you know, for the quarters on the bed, you know, a good, you know, Napa paint job. It's got a real nice Lear bed cover. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was worth something. Maybe it's too much like a work truck. Maybe it's too much like a grandpa truck. I don't know. They gonna mess around and I'm gonna end up keeping it. I got some things I'm trying to do. And if I end up accomplishing those things without getting rid of the truck, the price is going up. And I'm going to do that work. I'm trying to make some moves right now. And like, hey, we get rid of the truck. You know what I mean? But if I don't got to get rid of the truck and I got enough space to keep it and all that, you know, I don't have a problem keeping stuff. The only reason I'm trying to get rid of it is I got to get rid of that lot and I'm just tight on space. You know what I mean? If I end up finding a space for all these vehicles, I might just keep it, man. It's going to look clean. It's going to look clean, man. Y'all see, I've been putting in a little bit of work out here. Wait till football season is over. Even got on the rower this morning. Stringing some stuff together, guys. Stringing it together. Couple good things. A few good things. Multiple good things. And good things start to happen. Mr. Frost said, I want to get an OBS truck extended cab. Those are hot. Those are hot. I wasn't a big fan of the extended cabs for a long time. I was like short bed, regular cab. But I've seen a lot of extended cabs that look good, man. I've seen a lot of them that look real good. Mr. Frost says, I have an 86 Monte Carlo SS, but I want to also buy an OBS truck as well. Yeah. 86 Monte Carlo SS. It's a classic. It's a classic. Surface rust. No, there's some pretty heavy rust on the fender. Like one of the fenders on there is pretty ate up. It's probably worth the investment for me to go get a fender, especially if I can get one from the yard for, you know, sub $100, you know, and I can sand it down and paint it. I just didn't really want to do the extra work, but you know, maybe I might have to. Maybe I might have to. You know, I feel like OBS parts are very easy to come by. You know, patch panels off of eBay, you know, I keep saying you want to say YouTube, but Amazon, the internet, they're probably less than $200. And like I said, some Napa paint. It's white. It's a work truck. So like the white shouldn't be too hard to come by either. And white is probably the easiest color to blend and like, you know, hide imperfection. Because I'm not a painter and I'm not a body man. See, that's crazy. Brandon said, I have a buddy who was selling a 6.0 swapped OBS and it took him almost a year to sell it. That is like wild to me. Maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe the OBS truck isn't as hot as I think it is. Maybe I'm just stuck in like an echo chamber of like my own thoughts thinking like, yeah, the OBS is sweet. Like, yeah, these are cool. Like maybe I'm the only one that thinks they're cool. That's wild to me. What did he want for it? Like 20K? I just don't feel like there's a place where it takes a year to sell a 6.0 swapped OBS, unless it's not nice or it's like 20K. That's a hot truck. Like, I think the market is hot on that. That's wild to me. That's like comical. But I'm living that reality right now. I'm also living that reality, but mine's a V6. It's not a 6.0. I kind of have a little bit more of a reason for it to sit, but man, a year. Hey, them student loans must be coming back, man. Them student loans coming to get these people, man. Ain't as much money in the streets as we used to have. I might be too early. Jeremiah says I might be too early. 5 years too early on the OBS. I might be in that spot where I should be stacking up on OBSs right now. Not trying to sell them. Very possible. I know the G-Bodies had a run, man. You could sell any G-Body for like 4K. Rough, good, nice. Like roller was 2K. This truck runs and drives and has heat and AC. And the windows work. And the radio. And the headlights. Like I think that's a lot. Like I think those are all the things that you usually run into, like not working at a 2K car or a 2K truck. AC in a Midwest vehicle is gold. I know it's cold here sometimes, but like it gets really humid and hot here too. And something that cheap, man, like I remember, I don't know how many Civics I paid like $3K for back in the day, and none of them had AC. And the dollar was like worth more back then. Like it literally blows my mind. You can make money with this truck. You actually could put your young driver in this truck and feel a little bit safer about it. It's a full frame vehicle. I don't know. Maybe the algorithm ain't pushing it. It's crazy. We'll see. We shall see. You know, I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. What's meant is what's meant. We're not going to force anything. Out here in California, the square body is the ticket. You know what? The square body's still hot here too. And, you know, like actually like, I would say 4 times hotter than the OBS. But when I went to Texas, I thought the times were changing because there were so many nice OBS trucks down there. I was like, okay, the trend must be changing, because there was some nice like OBS trucks with wheels on them, billets, LS swapped. Supposedly it's one of the easiest LS swaps is the OBS truck. But LS swapped, LSA blowers on them. I actually raced one and he beat me. He beat me. He beat me. He had the LSA and it was an OBS. I think it was a short bed. I remember it was black. It might even been on billets. It was nice. It was clean. I feel like they're probably still very affordable as far as like parts. I don't know. We will see. We will see. There's lots of square bodies in my area. They real clean. I'm in Louisiana. I guess you got to stack up on them. They ain't hot yet. They ain't as hot as I thought they were. And maybe Texas is just ahead of the curve. But when I went down there, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I probably need to buy a couple of these. And that's really why I was like, you know what? This one ain't too bad. Like the frame was solid. Like I was even thinking maybe like, hey, this could be something, you know, something cooler. There was a couple ideas I had, you know, doing like a dually conversion and like a 6.0 swap. Cause like a regular cab dually would look sweet. I thought about doing a short bed conversion, which was kind of like extra, probably unnecessary. It would have been easier probably to do the dually conversion and lower it and just have like a cool looking truck with a 6.0 in it. But I've got a family, so a regular cab, like with all that money invested into it, I'm not pulling anything very far without my family. You know what I mean? If I'm taking a trip where I'm pulling something far, I'm probably taking my family with me. So Yeah. Yam. Yam says people are hurting for cash now. And you know what? And maybe my reality is a little different. And I'm not rich. I promise you, I'm not rich, but I live in, Ohio. And right now there's a ton of work out here. If you're handy and you can work in construction, there's a ton of work. So I see a lot of opportunity for people, and maybe that's just something that people aren't willing to do, but we're having a hard time getting guys. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, people are hurting for cash, but I see a lot of money available on the table still. I see a lot of money on the table still, and I don't know. I think there's two things that could be true at the same time. But and you were in the trades, you know what I mean? Like, there's opportunity, and maybe everybody's not suited for that. Everybody's not capable of going out and I don't know. But I think there are some people hurt, and I think there's some people that are unaware of what, their options are. You have folks charging pockets out of A for LS swap, and it's crazy. Yeah. And I think that's because people are willing to pay it. It's crazy. It's like rain, man. It could be raining cats and dogs over here, and it can be scorching hot on this side of the street. That's how the market is. That's how the job market is. That's how the car market is. Some guys are paying $10K for a basic LS swap, and you got other guys, getting it done for $600. Same result. You just got to be patient, I guess, if you want to sell it for that much and be good at it. Heck, I know guys that aren't even doing a good job charging all that. I don't know them personally, but I've seen work where it's like, yeah, I paid $10K, and it's like, oh, this don't look much better than my $2K job that I put together. You know what I mean? It gets wild out here. It's all perspective. It's all perspective. I'm not going to bore you guys. My intention was not to come on here and be on all night. I wanted to do like a maybe 20, 30-minute live, and I think we're probably there. There's no way for me to tell at the moment, but I feel like I'm currently there. We got an early morning ahead of us tomorrow, but look out for another update. I'll have another update probably in the next... I'll get on the Caprice over the weekend. I'm not going to promise that I do anything during the rest of the week on the Caprice. I dropped a video yesterday, and that was work that I did yesterday. Maybe I'll get out there and actually drop the transmission in the next day or so, but there's no guarantees. I got a game, and then, a couple other things going on. We got practice and stuff, so I don't know. And then, I'm working too. So, but I do plan on getting some stuff done between now and Sunday, and I'll put the video out for you guys. So y'all stay tuned. I appreciate y'all.